This video is gonna be what I eat in a few days in December. So day 1, I had muesli, yogurt, pumpkin seeds, blueberry jam, and cinnamon, and then a banana. And as you can see, I'm not at home because I was doing an internship, so I ate breakfast at the office and my lunch was also at the office. This looks very unappetizing, but it's not. It's really good. It was a Pinterest recipe, a Mediterranean rice bake. I can link it below if I find it. I felt so awkward filming my food in the cafeteria, so that's why it's so bad. Then I had 2 of my healthier apple and bean cookies. Also look very unappetizing, but they're not. I will link the recipe below. In the afternoon, I had a banana. These clips are so short that I can't even make a proper transition. But then for dinner, I had my white bean and kale soup, I think it's called. But as you can see, I put some kidney beans in there. But yeah, it was just leftovers. So I reheated that. And with the soup, I had 2, what are these called? Crisp breads with avocado. I don't think I've recorded a voiceover since September or something. So I'm a little rusty, as you probably can tell. But yeah, then I what it's called, sprinkled on herb salt and yeah, a huge dusty layer of nutritional yeast, and that was my dinner. One of the joys of December is opening your advent calendar, and I love chocolate and tea, specifically dark chocolate. So I always have a chocolate and a tea calendar. This day I got a dark chocolate with orange. It was very good. I don't usually drink tea from the English tea shop, but so far, so good. These pockets, or whatever I should call them, they're a little bit difficult to get out of the box, but otherwise, great calendar, great price. And this day I got a cocoa and vanilla tea, which was really nice because, as I said, I love chocolate, but I also love vanilla. This day I got to work from home, and when I do, I always wake up, have a banana, and then do my workout. This day I did Pilates and stretching. Then the only breakfast I really have time to make is oatmeal. I probably would have time to make avocado toast as well, but spoiler alert, I was gonna have it for lunch. So yeah, for breakfast I had oatmeal. And to it, I added a pinch of sea salt, ground cardamom and cloves, and cinnamon. Since I was short on time, I just had my regular toppings, nothing fancy really, so just hemp seeds, cinnamon, and frozen blueberries. I opened my advent calendars in the morning instead, so this day I got a dark chocolate with sea salt and a white tea. I don't take iron every day at all, but yeah, this day I took my iron supplement before lunch, and I can link the one I use in the description box. Recently, I've been eating eggs more often because they are so quick and a good source of protein. So this day for lunch, I had 2 eggs that I never know how to crack without getting shells in there. But I did learn a hack that if you get shells in there, then you should use the eggshell to scoop it out because it will stick better. To my eggs, I always add herb salt, ground turmeric, and black pepper. And then I prepared my avocado toasts. I usually can flip eggs pretty perfectly, but I guess I got camera shy or something. I sprinkled herb salt on top of the toasts as usual, and then to the plate I also added cucumber and cherry tomatoes. Yeah, so this is a super simple and I want to say quick. It should be quick, but since I was filming, it wasn't really quick because I had to move the camera around to get all of the angles. But yeah, otherwise it's quick. In the afternoon, I had an apple and a banana. During my internship, I have not had time to actually cook dinner, so I just reheated leftovers again. I was too embarrassed to film at the office, so I waited until I had another work from home day, which I started with a banana and then a workout. It's funny how I said I only have time to make oatmeal in the morning, because this morning I made semolina porridge. But it's kind of the same in terms of quickness, but I don't want to eat semolina porridge every single day. Yeah, I just don't feel like it. But yeah, it's very Christmassy, so this day I felt like having it. So I brought some pea milk with sea salt to a boil, and then I added the semolina and mixed that with 2 teaspoons of ground flax seeds. I add the flax seeds just to make it healthier because it adds fiber and healthy fats. When the milk was boiling, I added the semolina and cooked it for 4 minutes while stirring. You can have extra pea milk with this, but I think it's good on its own with just a sprinkle of cinnamon. Then it was finally time to open my advent calendars. This chocolate was really good. It was more like a milk chocolate, but it was really good even though I prefer dark chocolate. This day I got kind of like a white tea as well, but it had lots of herbs. So I think it was like a white tea and herb blend or something, but it was really nice. You guys are gonna think this is the most boring basic lunch ever, but guess what? I don't really care. I love making things like this for lunch when I just want something quick yet nutritious and filling. So I just add a grain. This time I had buckwheat, which I haven't had in ages. Then I added canned chickpeas, chocker, and then cherry tomatoes and cucumber and half of an avocado. Yeah, as I said, super simple, but it does the job. And yes, it does taste good as well. I forgot I also like to add herb salt on top. In the afternoon, I had this really dry protein cookie that I made a few days earlier. Yeah, it was such a fail, but it was still edible, so I'm not gonna waste it. And then in the afternoon, I had an apple, and then I had a savory muffin from a recipe I found on Pinterest. I can link it below if I find it again. It looks kind of dry, but it's very moist. It contains sun-dried tomatoes, zucchini, and carrots. For dinner, I improvised a creamy pasta dish, and yeah, I can try to write down the measurements in the description. I didn't really write anything down that much, but I can try. So I started by adding some sunflower seeds to a bowl. Then I added mushrooms that I had sliced during my lunch break, and added them to a pan. And to the sunflower seeds, I added herb salt, about half a teaspoon, I think. And then some hot water on top, and I set that aside and just let them soak. I also boiled some frozen broccoli and green peas. I actually didn't add any oil to the mushrooms. I just kind of let them sweat out all of the water that they contained, and as you can see, it works very well. I actually read somewhere that you should do this and then add oil afterwards. I don't know, but I didn't add oil, I forgot. But yeah, I added garlic flakes and then just added a splash of water. My camera focus was not focusing, but as usual, I used whole wheat pasta. Eventually, I added the soaked sunflower seeds to a blender thingy. I know I got some water outside. This day, it was very chaotic when I was cooking, as you will see a little bit. Then I added 1 teaspoon of Dijon mustard and 2 tablespoons of nutritional yeast, which also I wasted some, which is, not very good. And then I added onion powder and garlic powder, and I blended that until smooth and creamy. So I blended that off camera, and then I added it to the pan of mushrooms before I also added the broccoli and the green peas that were done cooking. You may also want to add some salt and pepper to taste. And lastly, it was time to add the pasta and just incorporate everything. Whenever I'm having a creamy pasta, I love to just add some ground black pepper on top, so I did that right before eating. I was really craving pasta this day, so this obviously was a really good choice. It was super delicious, and that's all I ate during these 3 random days in December. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you got maybe some meal inspiration. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to my channel.